This is Mariel to her countrymen on democracy.
Friends, in this episode, I'll discuss the nature, needs, and news of democracy. We may be living in an exciting time. Democracy's nature. Have you ever woken up in the night, noticed you needed to pee, and then fallen back asleep again, and then woken up again, maybe repeatedly? What about when you were cold during sleep? Many, if not most, neural processes function like democracies. Cells in multicellular organisms deliberate and vote on how to coordinate. Democracy, it turns out, is not just a political idea. It has a sophisticated nature and is common in nature. Honeybees debate and vote on where to build a hive. Buffalo vote on which direction to migrate. Plant tissues vote on how to grow. Democracy is widespread because it's an effective method of collective decision-making. It can work not just within, but across scales. The term subsidiarity describes how complex decision-making can scale. Choices usually work best when performed as locally as possible, and some choices need to be made at certain scales. Cells work together as tissues, tissues as organs, and organs as organisms. Likewise, individuals form communities, communities form regions, and regions form nations. Each level can make certain decisions best. Often, the closer that problem-solving happens to the group it affects, the more responsive and responsible the solutions tend to be. That closeness can be literal distance or metaphorical connectedness. Subsidiarity in democracy supports both autonomy and coordination. It prevents the concentration of power and ensures that different scales respect one another. Democracy even works in technology. In machine learning, a branch of computer science where computer programs learn without direct instruction from programmers, democratic ensembles of models often outperform centralized soloist computer models. Decentralization can be a superpower for working with complexity. In human politics, democracy takes a few forms. Direct democracy means each person votes on each issue. In representative democracy, voters pick someone they trust to make decisions on their behalf. Liberal democracy adds a layer of protection, a constitution of core rights and rules which needs extra voter consensus to change. This helps prevent a majority from subtly voting in something like slavery or genocide. Direct, representative, and liberal all share democracy's core aim: collective power guided by collective perspectives. Democracy's needs. To work well, democracy requires at least three things: peace, information, and a way to vote. First, peace, the time and space to deliberate and vote without violence. Second, information, some way of exchanging ideas, whether neurotransmitters in a brain or journalists in a society. And third, voting, a mechanism for making decisions. Buffalo vote by standing one at a time while looking in the direction they want to go. The herd follows the majority vote from adult females. With enough peace, good information, and fair voting, democracy can function. Democracy's news. I'll outline three new possibilities for democracy, each connected to one of its needs and all in the human scale. First, peace. Prior to the assaults on Ukraine and Gaza, the world experienced a few decades without major new wars between nation states. Unprecedented in the history of states. Civil wars and settler colonialism still persisted, unfortunately, plus several conflicts that flared without declarations of war, but on the whole, a measure of global stability emerged. In 2024, over 50 democracies held elections, representing nearly half of the 8.2 billion people alive today. The potential for peaceful conflict resolution is real. Let us build on it. Second, information. Advances in technology now allow us to offer high-quality education globally. We can promote universal literacy, numeracy, and eco-literacy, empowering every person to engage thoughtfully in civic life. The world is complex, and each person's understanding can be, too. Third, voting. Scaling democracy has always been difficult. Imagine too many buffalo trying to see which way the voters are looking. Digital technologies now allow us to explore more direct, inclusive, and participatory models of democracy, ones that could scale without losing clarity. In conclusion, democracy is not just a form of government. It is an organization principle that emerges wherever diverse actors work together to meet shared needs. Today, we face complex global challenges, climate change, pollution, pandemics, that require coordinated decisions on a planetary scale. For the first time in history, we have the tools to attempt this: the peace to collaborate, the information to decide wisely, and the means to vote. We've never done this before. Not with this many people, not with this much power, and not with this much to lose or gain. Let us find out what democracy can do. Thank you.
Nature sounds and photographs sourced from the Creative Commons and public domain. Please refer to show notes or mariel.systems/tohercountrymen for attributions. Finally, please like, share, and subscribe to support the series. Thank you.